that I keep in my dance bag and my gym bag. Now this is a bare minimum basic items kind of video because I have tons of stuff in my workout trunk, and then I have some other stuff in another cupboard in my kitchen, and then I have more things to that corner of the living room, and then I have more in a separate cupboard here in the living room. So there's quite a bit of things that I need to work on my body and my technique, but this is just very basic. And to be honest, half the time if I'm just going to a regular ballet class, I'll just run out the door with my ballet slippers and a water bottle. So I don't always walk around with a bunch of things because half the time I don't end up using them. In class, we might have 1 minute to put on our point shoes before the next class, or we just don't have the time to do certain things, and I don't dance 7 hours a day anymore. So I think that's another transitionary too, is to not walk around with literally everything that I have to my dance classes. So that is another part of my life. So first I'm going to talk about my ballet bullet journal. This is something that I've had for a few years. I've had a few different notebooks, but this is the one where I have most of the very detailed notes that I have for classes like repertoire 3, that's RAD, and then I have some stuff that deals with the other styles. But more importantly, I have about 40 different point and hip opener exercises in this book. Next, I have a foot roller. And one thing that I've noticed is you can actually find foot rollers in places like Shoppers Drug Mart these days, and they're a lot cheaper now than they were when I was a teenager, so that's really interesting. Dance is becoming a little bit more mainstream. Oh, found a car key. This is a Fresh Peony body mist, and I don't usually wear this, but when I do, it's in my bag. And then I have lipstick. This is Certainly Red. This is a Revlon brand. Not that I ever wear that, but it's in there. And then I have my point shoes. This is just a regular bag that I keep them in. These are my European Balance block point shoes. And I'm moving on to the Heritage and a few other styles later on this year, but I'm kind of wanting to try out different things, and I have some more in my trunk that I can get to later on. I also have toe tape, and this is by the brand called Bunheads. And as you can see, this looks pretty old, and I don't use this as much anymore. And then I also have girl stuff, because you never know, and it's very important to have just in case you want to change, or if you're doing 2 to 3 classes at a time. It's important to have extra things to keep you fresh. Okay, and then I have some pens. Looks like I have a few of these. Not that I ever have time to write notes in my book. I usually do them after class. Deodorant, that's your #1 best friend. My best friend too. And then I have some lotion, just in case, for my hands, because the worst thing, well, it's not completely the worst thing, but one of the things that I hate is I'm rushing to class and then I put my hand on the bar and it's like gray. because it's so dry. So I have lotion with me, and then I also have Tiger Balm. I don't use this super often. This is something that was always lying around my home as a child, and I've never really taken a lot of interest in it, mostly because I've tried things like arnica and I thought that worked really well, but Tiger Balm seems to be, it might be a little bit of a more natural way to go. I have my Tiger Balm, and then I have some random notes on a piece of paper. This must have been the Giselle Peasant game plan. So sometimes I like to write things out like it's a football game, to help me to just remember the different sequences in the dance so that I'm not forgetting. And sometimes I still do, but I'm working on that. That's something that I've always had to work on since forever. So this is how I do it. Toe spacers for my gait pattern, and this actually shouldn't be in my dance bag. I should actually have this in my nightstand, because this is something that you should mostly wear at home when you're doing chores, as per my chiropractor. So these are good to wear when you're doing chores, so I'll take those out. So as you can see, this isn't the most organized dance bag, but this is one of the more important parts of the bag, and what I have in there. So I have my flexi band, and this is probably on a scale of 1 to 5 being the hardest. I'd say this is maybe like a 4. So this is pretty good at my level, but I have another one that's like a 5. And it's really important to challenge yourself, which is something that you will see more of in these videos. And that's another reason why I started this YouTube channel. Next is, I have a toe cover. This is mostly for, I usually use it for my big toe or my middle toe. And yeah, that's if I use this, I usually go with the toe tape on the other toes. So we have one random one right there, and then we also have, this is just in case I want to do at home, or for some reason I'm not wearing a proper ballet leotard attire. These with me just in case I end up needing to put on point shoes. So I don't usually like putting on point shoes on my bare feet, just because the back of my heel, I don't like when the fabric rubs on there and I start to feel like I'm about to get cut by my point shoes. So don't want to use those. So that's why I have these extra feet cut off from the my ballet stockings. Okay, and then I have lots of wool. This is our lamb's wool, and I don't use this too often. I also have, these are the fabric / gel toe pads. I don't wear these a whole lot either anymore, but these are my favorites. So in here I have more toe covers, but then I have my gel toe pads, and that's usually all I wear in my shoes. So I do 2 different kinds of point shoe setups. It's either these and the toe tape, or these. So that's what I have in my dance bag, and it's very basic. But I'm usually running from work to class, and I have to pick up my car and grab a snack at home, and I'm just usually running around after work, so sometimes it's really hard to stay organized, but that is what I have. And I'll do another one that talks about what I would need in a dance bag for more than like a 3-hour dance day. So that is my ballet dance bag. Next is my gym bag, and this is a very basic kind of setup that I have for myself. There's a lot more to this, but this is the basics. And just like my dance bag in one of the previous videos that I showed, sometimes I just run outside with my running shoes and my pre-workout, and that's it. So anyways, but when I do bring my workout bag, this is what I bring. So I have this is a barbell cover, and the gym that I go to, you won't always find a barbell cover, and it's kind of nice to just have your own. So I started working at the Smith machine again, and I'm seeing a lot of transformation in my glutes and my legs. So it's really important to stay healthy and strong so that you can dance for as long as you want to, and so that you don't have as many injuries. I remember when I was a teenager, you know, some of our teachers, they just walk into the room and just be like yelling, asking us why some of us are always injured. And, you know, half the time I don't get injured by dancing or, you know, doing anything at the gym. It's usually, you know, me walking outside on some sort of uneven walkway, or, you know, twisting my ankle wrong, you know, just doing pedestrian things. It's never from dance. Yeah, it's never from dance. So anyways, stay strong. So I have this, and this is my barbell cover. And then I have this, and this is, it's a dual device for the cable machines. You can do a whole body cable machine workout, and it's fantastic. So something like this, you could tie it around your thigh. And it snaps open like that. You can tie it around your thigh to do a workout. You can also tie it on your feet. And what else in here? All right, so this is another strap. I've never used this before, so I'd have to figure out how to use this, and then I would come back and do another video about this. But that came with the barbell pad, so that's that. And then I have a pad, always have those. And I have socks, undergarments, and I have the Victoria's Secret Bombshell Seduction perfume. And of course I don't wear this when I'm working out, but if I'm in a rush after the gym, I'll put this on. And then I have a lock and key, more pens if I'm writing things down in a workout book. And I'll show you what that could look like for myself, but I honestly haven't been recording any of my workouts. So, for example, I have a fitness companion 1 month challenge, and this is something that I made a few months ago. And the first time that I made something like this, it was actually a few years ago when I was nominated for the Global Beauty Awards, a brand that I started called Elegance and Winsome. And I have a line for fitness, makeover challenges, mostly for beauty pageant girls, and a ballet dancer planner. So this is my fitness companion, and it tracks, you know, my food intake during the day. You can track your water intake, some of your favorite foods. Some of my favorites are mussels and couscous. I love Greek yogurt dip and curried basa. So I do eat a lot of fish, but I also eat a lot and ground turkey. So a lot of lean meats, but when I'm really leaning down, I go with my pescatarian diet. So that's what I do sometimes when I'm at the gym. I'll write down my workouts, and then I also have a body check-in. So that's when I write down, you know, things like left leg more sore than the right, tight right lower back. Really make sure that I'm avoiding any sort of muscular imbalances during my workouts, because that's my fitness goals. So that's what I have. And then I have my running shoes. Now these are called the Nike Flex TR9, and these are, I think these are the ones where they specialize, I guess the makeup of the shoe to provide more support when you're lifting. So I have these, and then I have, these are my hand grips for when I'm doing like free weights and lifting. And then I have another device for the cable machine. These are for my ankles. This is called Booty Basics, and this is just something that I got off of Amazon. But so this goes around your ankle just like that, but I actually prefer the ones that cross over your foot like that, just because it gives it more support. Because I find that some of these, the ones where you put it around your ankle, you could end up with like, I feel like I just end up straining my hamstring a little bit more than I'm supposed to, but it also might be a form thing that I'm still working on. So I have this, and then I have flip-flops just in case I decide to go in the sauna or the pool, or if I'm leaving the gym and I just don't want to wear running shoes or whatever shoes I walk in with. I have a few swimsuits. Looks like I have a few of those. And then I have a sports bra. Can't get enough of those. And looks like I have some tights here. And a headband just in case I feel like wearing a headband. Another sports bra here. And then I have these I guess I'd call them insulators. So this is from Gold's Gym, and you can just wrap it around your arm like that to increase your sweat output. So I love stuff like that. And this one here is one